Hello guys, what is up? So Brawlhalla patch 9.10 just came out called Wu Shang's Ascension. I'm going to be going over every change in this new patch. They did give us a slight overview of what was going to be changed yesterday during a stream, but they didn't give actual details of what was changing. They just told us what they just told us who and what weapons were going to be changed, but they just released the patch. So I'm going to be going over everything that has changed. So first, there's a new skirmish, a light versus shadow. So it's a 2-week skirmish, and you can either pick light or shadow. I think it's pretty much like all of the other skirmishes. As well, RGB colors are also finally in the Brawlhalla. So I really like those colors, so that's pretty sick. Ascended Wu Shang is now out. If you haven't seen it, it's pretty similar to the Nyx, the new Nyx skin, the really expensive one. It has trail effects, cool animations. It is a pretty sick skin, but I'm pretty sure it's probably super expensive. Let's see. Trail effect, KO effects, yeah, it comes with all that. That's what it looks like right there. New skirmish, I talked about that. There is a new Red Raptor skin that has with Adidas. I haven't actually seen it, but it's probably cool. New companions and trail effects. There's these two new companions. I'm not exactly sure what they look like. Double gold and double XP weekends for the next 2 weekends. There's more sales. You can pause and look at these if you'd like. There's a new map. World Ends Kung Foot. I think, yeah, it came out early in patch 9.09, but I think there were bugs with the bots, so they had to remove it, I'm pretty sure. But that is a new map. Brawlhalla Lucas Street Brawl Relay. And then new features, swappable trail effects. So I think that means, like, yeah, the one with Ascended Nyx you can trade out. You can equip it on any legend and skin, which is actually really sick. Event Center to track skirmish progress, that kind of thing. Equip button. You can equip them right after you get them now, which is pretty sick. And finally, you're all looking for is the balance. It says this round of balance narrows the range between the highest and lowest expected rate of damage between most weapons. Some attacks have received adjustments to their threat, coverage, or recover time to allow for easier interruptions during team gameplay. A number of legends have also received increases or decreases to the reward of specific signatures to bring them closer in line with other similar options. This patch also contains Ransom's first set of balance changes, making him legal for use in tournaments. Alright. I don't know how popular Ransom will be in tournaments just because they nerfed Chakrams quite a bit, but maybe they got buffed in this patch. We'll see. Alright, Axe. We have decreased the force at the beginning of Axe recovery to bring its knockout power to a more appropriate level used in team combos. We have also decreased the movement allowed during Axe down air to provide a wider avenue of counterplay against this versatile attack. Wow. Axe down air has always been like one of the best things about Axe. So that's actually a very big change. So I guess it'll be harder to move around with it. And here's the actual stats about it. Decreased force from range of 75 to 50 fixed, 53 22 variable, to a range of 70 to 50 fixed, 50 to 22 variable. Alright. Decreasing maximum speed and amount of allowed acceleration during the attack. Interesting. Okay. That's a decent nerf. I think that we'll have to see how much that actually affects the Axe down air. Right, battle boots. We have increased the damage of battle boots in neutral light and neutral air to bring this weapon's expected rate of damage closer to the middle of the pack. We have also decreased the threat coverage and increased the recovery time on miss for battle boots side light to allow for easier interruptions and punishment. Nice, because, I mean, battle boots has always done not a lot of damage, so. Battle boots neutral light increased damage from 12 to 13, nothing crazy. Battle boots side light slightly decreased threat coverage at the forward edge of the attack, increased total recovery time on the miss from 6 fixed 15 variable to 9 fixed 15 variable. Alright. Battle boots neutral air increased damage from 11 to 12. Okay. A little bit of a nerf on battle boots. Nothing that I think will make the weapon crazy or anything, but still, I mean, seems decent. Next is blaster. I'm surprised they're actually changing blasters. Blaster's side light now is slightly less stun to open a minimal dodge window between follow-up attacks, but slightly increased damage to offset this loss. Okay, so Blaster's side light decreased stun from a range of 24-18 to a range of 23-17. Increased damage from 10 to 12. Okay, so it does more damage, but it's harder to get follow-up attacks because there's a bigger dodge window. Okay. See, I mean, I wouldn't say it's really a nerf or a buff. I'd say it's more of a just change. Wow, Bo got a lot of changes. All right. But I think this weapon is I guess we'll have to see the changes, but I think this weapon deserved a nerf, but I think everyone thinks it deserved a buff. Bow Neutral Light has now slightly greater damage. Oh, heck no. Has slightly greater damage to bring this weapon closer in line with the new narrower range of overall weapon damage. We have slightly decreased the threat coverage on the on-hit arrow shots of Sidelight, Neutral Air, and Ground Pound to allow for easier interruptions during team gameplay. The Downlight now has slightly greater threat coverage on the Ground Splash to allow for more reliable use after setup attacks like the Sidelight. Oh boy. Okay, Neutral Light does 14 to 15 damage now. It does 15 now. Sidelight slightly decreased vertical threat coverage on of the arrow shot on hit. Okay. Downlight slightly increased threat coverage at the Ground Splash. Okay. Neutral Air slightly decreased the horizontal threat coverage, and Ground Pound decreased threat coverage on the arrow shot on hit. Okay. So it seems like I wouldn't say it got nerfed or buffed. I mean, it did get more damage, but it seems like the threat coverage is not as high now. Alright, Cannon. We have decreased the damage of Cannon Downlight to bring this weapon closer in line with other combo starters and the new narrow range of overall weapon damage. We've also increased the force of Cannon Neutral Air to bring the knockout power of this weapon to a more reasonable level on tall maps and to offset some of the lost power the Downlight provides towards a knockout. Okay. So Downlight does 11 damage instead of 13 now. And Neutral Air does force from 33 fixed 53 variable to 38 53 variable. Okay. So a little bit of a decent change there. I mean, I don't really think people were relying on the Downlight anyway for damage. I think it was more of like a combo starter. Ooh, Chakrams. Okay. The Chakram Split Neutral Air and Down Air now have greater stun to provide tighter dodge windows for more reliable follow-up attacks. Okay. Chakram Split Neutral Air. Increased stun from a range of 20-16 to a range of 22-18. Okay. Chakram Split Down Air increased stun of the aerial version from a range of 14-13 to a range of 16-15. And increased stun of the far grounded version from 19-17 to 21-19. Okay. So it got more stun. So I think that'll actually make Chakrams a little bit better. They got nerfed, I think, a little bit too hard in the last patch. So I think this will be a good change. Hammer. I think we're going to see a hammer nerf. We have decreased the damage of Hammer Sidelight, Neutral Air, and Side Air to bring this weapon closer in line with the new narrower range of overall weapon damage. Hammer Sidelight decreased damage from a range of 19-17 to 18-16. Okay. Neutral Air decreased damage from 22 to 20. And Side Air decreased damage from a range of 22-20 to a range of 20-18. Okay. So that's a bit of a decent little nerf there for Hammer. I think it needed it. I think it was one of the best weapons. Guitars. This is definitely getting a buff. We have increased the damage of Guitar's Neutral Light and Downlight to bring this weapon closer in line with the new... Okay. Increased damage from 11 to 12 on the Neutral Light and 9 to 11 on the Downlight. Okay. A bit of a little decent buff there to Guitars. Oh, wow, dude. Everything got changed. Okay. Okay, Orb. We have decreased the hit window and increased the recover time on miss of Orb Neutral Light to allow for easier interruptions and punishment. We have also increased the recover time of Orb Downlight to allow for easier punishes on this mobile attack. Okay. So Orb Neutral Light has a decreased hit window on the first swing from 6 to 5, and a decreased hit window on the second wing from 6 to 5, increased total recover time on miss from 3 fixed 15 variable to 6 fixed 15 variable. And Orb Downlight increased total recover time on miss from 3 fixed 18 variable to 5 fixed 18 variable. Okay. So the hit window is just lower, and there's a much more recovery time on both of those moves. So it got a bit of a nerf. Sorry, I'm tired. It got a bit of a nerf. Alright. Rocket Lance. Rocket Lance neutral air now has slightly greater stun during the end of the attack to allow for tighter dodge windows between follow-up attacks and even some rare niche combos at early and mid damage ranges for Rocket Lance. So neutral air has increased stun at the end of hit window from 27-24 to a range of 29-26. Okay. Man, I thought that move was already pretty good. I'm surprised that's what they decided to change with it. I mean, got a bit of a buff. Wow. There's no way they changed. Wow. I'm just looking at this and I see decreased. There's no way they nerfed Scythe this bad. We've increased the recover time on miss of Scythe neutral light. Oh, they nerfed neutral light. That's good. On miss of Scythe neutral light to allow for easier punishes on this versatile attack. We have also decreased the damage of active input side light, down light, neutral air, and down air. Wow. To bring this weapon's expected rate of damage closer in line. Wow. Okay. So neutral light recovery time on miss from 6 to 20 to 8 to 20. Okay, so decent little nerf. Side light decreased damage of the active input version from 15 to 13. Downlight decreased damage of the normal version from 15 to 13. Decreased damage of the active input version from 16 to 14. Scythe neutral air decreased damage of all versions from 14 to 13. Scythe down air decreased damage of all versions from 14 to 13. Wow. I mean, guys, that I feel like that's quite a nerf there. I mean, I'm honestly surprised. I didn't think anything in Scythe really needed a nerf besides neutral light. Because I mean, it was kind of unpunishable, but man, they nerfed the entire weapon. Like, every single thing about it got nerfed. Let me know what you guys think about this Scythe nerf in the comments. I think it might be a little bit too harsh. I don't play Scythe personally, but if you play Scythe, let me know. Unarmed. Okay, we have decreased the damage of unarmed neutral light and down air to create more of a separation between the new range of weapon damage and unarmed's expected rate of damage. Unarmed neutral light decreased damage from 14 to 12. Down air decreased maximum damage from 16 to 10. Okay, I don't mind it. I think unarmed has always been a little bit too broken. So I mean, I don't mind the nerfs to it. Okay, so now we're getting to the characters. Azoth. Azoth's down bow has now has a less minimum charge time for more reliable use as a reactionary option or as a punish. Decreased minimum charge time to 16 to 13. Okay, not bad. A little bit of a buff. I mean, I don't think people still play him, but okay. Ooh, Kaya. We're definitely gonna see some nerfs here. We have decreased the force of Kai's side bow and down bow to bring their knockout power closer in line with similar options on other legends. We have also increased the minimum charge time of Kai's side bow to allow for easier interruptions or evasion against a signature. Okay, Kai's side bow decreased force from 70 fixed 55 variable, to 62 fixed 51 variable, and increased minimum charge time from 8 to 11. That's quite a nerf there. Kai down bow decreased force from 70 fixed 50 variable to 60 fixed 47 variable. Wow. I mean, a lot of her other stuff didn't get changed, but that is some major nerfs to those two moves, to side bow and down bow. Okay, I mean, I think she needed them, but... Alright, next we got Ragnar. Ragnar's down axe now has slightly greater force, bringing its knockout power back up to par with similar options. Ragnar down axe increased force from 75 fixed 58 variable to 78 fixed 59 variable. Alright, a slight little buff for Ragnar. I think he's always been decent. Alright, so now we got the first ransom changes. Ransom neutral chakram would often do relatively low damage when connecting from a distance, so we have focused more of the damage into the final explosion and slightly increased the total value to align with other similar anti-air signatures. Ransom's side chakram now has significantly less force and greater recovery time to bring back both the risk and reward to more appropriate levels for its utility. Okay. So Ransom neutral chakram increased maximum total damage from 25 to 27 and focused more of the damage into the final explosion. Okay. Ransom's side chakram decreased force from 55 fixed 47 variable to 50 fixed 43 variable and increased total recovery time from 20 to 22. Wow, okay, so she didn't get buffed or nerfed. Her side chakram got nerfed quite a bit, but her neutral chakram got buffed a little bit. Red Raptor. Red Raptor's neutral boost now has less force to bring opponents its knockout power to a more reasonable level. Thank God. Okay, Red Raptor neutral boost decreased force from 50 fixed 49 variable to to 50 fixed 47 variable. That's barely anything, but okay. I'll take it. Ooh, I see Terrace down there. Alright, Reno. Rita's down blasters and aerial versions of the down orb now have much greater force to better match the required precision and overall risk. Okay. Reno down blasters increase force from 55 fixed 44 variable to 60 fixed 49 variable. Okay. Reno down orb increase force of the aerial version from 58 fixed 46 variable to 58 fixed 48 variable. Okay. Slight little buffs on Reno. I mean, I still don't think anyone will play this character. But I mean, well, who knows? All right. We have Taros. He should get a massive nerf here. We have decreased the force and increased the recover time for Taros' neutral axe aerial version, Taros' side axe, and Taros' down axe, bringing the knockout power closer in line with similar options on other legends by providing wider opportunities to punish these signatures. Okay. Okay, Taros neutral axe. Decrease force of the aerial version from 55 fixed 45 variable to 55 fixed 43 variable, and increase total recover time of the aerial version from 17 to 21. Okay. Side axe. Decrease force from 66 fixed 64 variable to 62 fixed 56 variable, and increase total recover time from 24 to 26. And down axe. Decrease force from a range of 70 to 60 fixed 55 to 45 variable to a range of 70, 60 fixed, 50 to 45 variable, and increase the total recover time from 26 to 28. Okay, that's a nice little nerf for Taros there. I think will still be good, for sure. People still play him, but yeah, it is a decent little nerf there. Vector. Vector's neutral bow would often do less damage when hitting from a distance, so we have increased the damage and focused more of it into the final hit to bring the minimum damage to a more reasonable level. We have also increased the force for better knockout power on this anti-air attack. So his neutral bow increased force from 54 fixed 50 variable to 54 fixed 52 variable, and increased damage from 24 to 25, and most of the damage is in the final hit. Okay, I mean a little bit of a buff to Vector, not anything crazy though. Alright, Vivi. Vivi's neutral bow style has less threat coverage at the rear of the attack, no longer hitting the grounded opponents during the initial rear lift. We have also increased the recover time for Vivi's down boost to allow for easier punishes against its variable duration and direction. Okay, so Vivi's neutral boost increased threat coverage at the rear of the attack. Okay, that move has always been broken, so that's good. Vivi's down boots increased total recover time from 22 to 26. Okay, so Vivi actually got a bit of a nerf. Balloon Boy, I'm sorry. But I think this isn't I mean, this is still kind of crazy, but this is what needed to be changed. That move has always been broken since it released. Alright, Wu Sheng. We have increased the force and damage of Wu Sheng's neutral spear and side spear to bring them closer in line with similar options on other legends. Alright, Wu Sheng neutral spear increased force from 60 fixed 45 variable to 60 fixed 46 variable, and increased damage from 22 to 24. Okay, so a little bit more damage basically. Side spear increased force from 55 fixed 46 variable to 58 fixed 47 variable, and does a little more damage. Okay, so we actually got a little bit of a Wu Sheng buff here, which I think is good. He's not used in like 2s anymore that often. So I think these buffs were good. Nothing too crazy, but I mean, still a decent little buff there for Wu Sheng. And finally, Yumiko. Yumiko's neutral hammer now is significantly less stun to open a dodge window between follow-up attacks in most cases, including most niche cases around the platform corners. So our neutral hammer decreased stun from 24 to 18. Okay, so it does a little bit less stun. I mean, I think that was needed. I hate that move, bro. I hate it. Still pretty good. Nothing too crazy to Yumiko, though. I think she'll still be used. That is all the changes. There's some game improvements for UI, bug fixes, all that kind of thing. You can pause as I scroll if you want to see any of these. But, I will look at this, though. Free legend rotation, if you guys were wondering. Ragnar, Scarlet, Petra, Jiro, Zol, Mako, Kaya, Yumiko, and Red Raptor are the players in the free legend rotation. But that is it. That is everything in patch 9.10. I will go over just a quick briefing again. We have Ascended Wu Sheng, the new skirmish. Light versus Shadow, Brawlhalla X Adidas. RGB colors are now in the shop. Double Golden, double XP weekends. I think these upcoming weekends. There's new sales, the new map. You can swap trail effects. There's no equip buttons for these. After you unlock them for the first time, you can just equip them. Balance changes. Axe got nerfed, especially the downer in specific. Battle boots got a little bit of a buff. It does a little bit more damage, basically, to some of its moves. Blasters got a change. It has a decreased stun, but it does do more damage on the sidelight. Bow got nerfed a little bit. It does a little bit more damage, but the rest of its moves have decreased threat coverage. Cannon got buffed. Its downlight got, well, his downlight got nerfed, but his neutral got buffed quite a bit. Its neutral air. Chakrams got buffed just a tad. I think it needed it because it got nerfed a lot in the last patch. Hammer got nerfed quite a bit. So it does less damage on its side light, less damage on its neutral air, and less damage on its side air. So that got nerfed quite a bit. Guitars, neutral light and downlight do a little bit more damage, so I got a buff. Orb, let's see, Orb, neutral light they got nerfed a little bit. There's less of a hit window, and there's more recover time if you miss it. A Lance, it has more stun on the neutral air, which, I mean, I honestly didn't think it really needed, but, I mean, I guess that's fine. And this is the most interesting one of all. Scythe got quite a big nerf. Neutral light has a longer recover time, which I think it needed it. Neutral light has always been broken, but sidelight, downlight, neutral air, down air, all got nerfs to its damage. You can look at all of them right here, but I mean, its damage got nerfed quite a bit. Unarmed got nerfed quite a bit, actually. You can look at it there. Unarmed, neutral light, and down air. Azoth got a tiny buff. Kaya got nerfed. Ragnar got a little bit of a buff. Ransom, it didn't really get a nerf or buff, just kind of got change. You can look at it here. Red Raptor got nerfed, I mean, a tiny bit. Reno got buffed a tiny bit. Taros got nerfed. It's all of his axigs do less force. Vector got buffed a little bit, just a little more damage on the neutral bow. Vivi got nerfed just a little bit. Wusheng got buffed a little bit, and Yumiko's neutral hammer has less stun. But that is everything in the 9.10 patch. It is out now. You can go play it right now. We'll have to see after people start playing more about how much these changes actually affect each thing. But if you enjoyed the video, make sure you like and subscribe. I'm going to be doing more videos like this. But thank you guys for watching, and have a good night.